Hello, DBI. It's been a very long time since we've sat down and had a conversation. It's been a very long time since I've done this. And you probably know what this is going to be about. It has not happened yet as of the time of recording this. But if you are watching this video, then that means my character, Novaleska de Irmas, is dead. And despite how people may feel about that, that is a decision that I made a very long time ago to finally kill Nova. Well, not kill her, but to have her meet an end. And I think if it plays out the way that I want it to, it'll be the end that is fitting for her. She's gonna go out the way that I always roleplayed her, the way I always intended. Now, again, people may be upset about the timing and the reason and where and the why, but while I respect everybody's opinion, I am doing what I feel is best for the character and for myself. Because with Nova being gone, with Rizian being gone, with Sin basically being dead, and with Zulker not really involved in any major story, it is time for me to officially walk away. I am retiring. I am not just leaving roleplay, I'm leaving DBI. And it's a little hard to say out loud. And it feels weird to say it out loud. But I think that that's what's best for me right now. And I know what you guys are all thinking. Oh, God, here we go. Riz is just copying Ike, and they're having their moment, and you're abandoning us, and all this stuff. And, I'm not here to change anybody's perception of me. I'm selfishly doing this for me. Because I've been doing this for as long as everybody else has. I've been doing this since I was 14, 15 years old, and I just turned 40, right? Like, you're looking at almost 30 years of my life being put into doing this, and it has gotten to a point where I would work literally all day, and while I'm at work, I'm checking forums, and I'm checking the RPC sheet, and, I'm watching reviews later in the day, or, I'm trying to get through logs on my lunch break, and then it's like as soon as I get home, I kiss my kid, I kiss my wife, I sit at my computer, and then I open up the RP sheet, and I'm making sure that roleplay points have been awarded, and that, logs are even on the sheet, and it just kind of took over my life for a while. And the big driving force behind that was like, I didn't want to let anybody down. I didn't want people to feel like I wasn't contributing. And it really took a toll on me. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it didn't. It's such a small thing, right? This whole DBI spectrum in space, but it has been a routine and part of me for so long, and I am probably, you can chalk it up to like, hey, he's having a midlife crisis. Sure, why not, right? I accept that. But I feel like it's time for me to walk away, and I did not make this decision lightly. Since like the proving happened, and then there was a big kind of lull in role play, and I feel like things didn't really pop off to get going again until the Dragon Ball Hunt and Nova Sanctuary. And I feel like since that time, like Nova's been the main character of DBI, right? Of roleplay. Like it's been cool. Everybody knows her, and people are calling her the strongest, even though she herself had never said that she was the strongest, and I never believed that she was. But Nova has been a driving force for story and plot outside of people's personal subplots, right? Like she got involved with the Frozen Lightning crew, and then she got involved with Yugen and Koshoro. She had never really a meeting with Lai, but Lai was a part of the story arc that happened at Nova Sanctuary. She got involved with Len, she got involved with Zofu, she got involved with Inda, and like pretty much every major plot point from Venom to current, Nova has been a part of. And it has never been my intention to roleplay her as like, look at me, focus on me, this is all about me, but it kind of has always come to that. And it's, like you said, it's been cool, right? And it was awesome to do the Dragon Ball Hunt and to do the Wish. And then the Wish turned into the plot on Vegeta, and then the plot on Vegeta then turned into the plot on Vera. And, like, she has just been a driving force. I feel like I have been a driving force for roleplay, to try to get the community involved. And I'm tired, guys. I really am. It's I don't want to like have a lot of dead space in this, but it's definitely been fun. It's been it's been an honor to do it. But from like just the player character side, right? If I were to talk as a player character, it's like, yeah, like I've kind of done it all, and she hasn't really had a big defeat, or she hasn't had a big enemy, should I say, that would ever pose a big enough threat to kill her, right? Like Nova doesn't have a arch nemesis, which a lot of us really don't, right? Like there was like the Fusion and Koshoro thing, Hypo and Ymir, but Nova doesn't have a nemesis. And I tried years ago to kind of create one, and it didn't really come out the way that I wanted to. And so I just kind of put it on the back burner of killing her off. But with this one, I feel like if it plays out the way that I want it to, I feel like it's a fitting end for her and for her story. And as for me, I'm tired. I'm tired all the time. It comes with the territory. But like my routine has been, like do this, sit down, open DBI, check all the link deads, flip the bird on an OOC, say an unfunny joke in OOC, and then just sit here, and I don't even gain, right? Like I can't even say like Ike did, like I accomplished 50T, like I have a 1.4 T character, and that's it. With my DBI gaining journey, I usually get to about 20 billion, and then I just kind of teeter off. I'm an admin and have been an admin for years, and I'm probably the worst player in the game when it comes to like knowing where to go, knowing what gear to get. Maybe that's something I've never been good at. I've never, been good at mudding, but yeah, like I have a character and I don't really play any of them. My roleplay characters are gone, and like where's the place for me, right? Like that's what I honestly feel. Like I feel like both aspects of DBI, like there's not a place for me. There's not a space for me within this. And I'm not coming at anybody when I say that, but like, I don't want to say these things to come off as negative, as if I'm like pointing fingers, because I know once I start saying it, the people that know are going to know and think that I am walking away because of them, but I'm not. It's a collective of things, and it's my choice. But like, there's skills that are being approved where I'm like, I wouldn't approve that, but I leave it to paper, and as I'm watching other people in the RPC kind of talk about it, and like they're all on board, I realize like, oh, it's me that has the problem with it. Right? It's like the same thing with the squish. It's like I didn't want everybody to be tier 2 unless you made a wish, but everybody else did. And it's like, well, okay, who has the problem here? You do. So you either get over it or get gone. Skills and just the way that we are, like, it's just the way that like role play is evolving beyond me, right? I call myself an old school kind of dude where we just hop on channel and what happens, and if somebody's DMing, it's like they control all this, I control me, and we're kind of getting to like, and it's good for the community, but we're getting to, it's like, okay, so here's the generalized plot, like like here's your storyboard, here's your storyboard, everybody kind of work within this to get from A to B to C. And that's cool. Like, we're doing that in our Google Doc roleplay right now, and I've been reaching out to people, being like, hey, like, is there a story beat that you're looking for? Like, I'm trying to make things as fun as possible, right? As I'm quasi DMing this thing, because a year ago with the tower, I felt like I really let people down with that one, and to be perfectly honest, I wasn't too jazzed about it from the get go. But it's like, somebody asked me, and I'm RPC unofficially, but kind of officially. So like, sure, let's go. And I should have said like, nah, I'm just not feeling it. But instead, I tried to soldier on and just put out a shit product. And it wasn't good, and I want to make it better, right? I always want to make roleplay fun and to give people a fun time, even if that is like me shutting the hell up and not getting what I want. Give it to other people, because that's what you are to do as a dev and as an admin, right? Is you make fun for other people. And I hope that I did that. I hope that I leave behind a legacy that people may not like me personally, but hopefully they think like, well, at least Riz put on a good show that 1 or 2 times. And I don't know, I part of this may be just all up in my head, and I'm self-deprecating because I'm just kind of going through it. But it's been fun, but I in all aspects I feel like DBI has changed to where I am completely out of it, right? Like, I feel like I'm playing Dragon Ball Saga again, looking for my super duper strong Saiyan fighters, and I'm 20 billion, so I'm fucking Dramius and Protector level power level. Like, don't mess with me. And it's like, no, people are in the fucking queues, bro. Like, what are you on? And I will say this. You guys are in great hands, right? Like, the things that Khonsu and Rendo and Eichenbahn and even Razik have done to change the game of Dragon Ball Infinity, to make races feel unique and different, that's all them. I've had so little input on any of that. It's like I show up to work and it's a completely different atmosphere, and I'm like, guys, where's the fucking bathroom? Like what am I doing here? I'm not helping in any way. And then they try to involve me, and I have no idea what they're talking about because I'm so far behind on shit that I'm just there for like moral support, right? Like, rah rah, go team, and that's kind of it. So to me, right, like I'm looking at myself in the mirror, like, well, why are you giving so much of your time to this where you're not really contributing? And for the role play aspect of it, is like, you know, I've done what I've wanted to do with Nova. Like, I do want to, see if she can hit the echelon that nobody has. See if she can be the first tier 7 character. But I'm just tired, guys. I really am. Like, I don't know what it is about this character where people like want to come after her, and not like, again, she doesn't have a nemesis. Nobody wants to come after her, but like she had Nova Sanctuary. She invited everybody out, like, hey, let's come fight, let's spar, and then that becomes the site of a terrorist attack. And then she gets the Dragon Balls, and now she's in like direct, strong confrontation with Hypo, and like it was kind of like a awkward moment, right, where we kind of had to hash things out in OOC with how things were played out. Because we never had a tier 4 versus a tier 2, and then somebody be like, I'm going to use everything in my arsenal as a tier 2 to, show up this tier 4. And it created a thing, and then after that was resolved, the Vegeta arc, and I would be straight up lying to you guys if I didn't say that part of last year, having 3 logs on the forums that went like 3 months, and a month without getting a review, like, if that didn't play a part in this, I would be lying to you if I said that. Like, it killed my will to finish flushing out Vegeta. Because it just straight up told me nobody gave a shit. My whole plot with that was that Nova was trying to be boots on ground and meeting the people. She had a log where she brought a coalition together to get them in the mindset that, yeah, we do need to form together. We do need to combine and fight under one cause. And to just kind of get the ball rolling with that. And then the next log was, she meets people who are populating outside of the major cities and, giving birth to the firstborn Vegeta, or Saiyan, really, born on Vegeta in, hundreds of years. And that being very important to her. And in Do Your Duty, like, literally, I was using my character to state that, like, it's been 3 months and we don't know where she is. I wasn't saying that it's been 3 months and we don't know where she is. It's been 3 months and no one knows what's going on with Nova. No one knows what's going on with her because nobody's read the log. And then that one went 4 months without being read. So it was like, yeah, that kind of killed it for me. And I was just going to let her kind of like just fade off into obscurity then and walk away. But it didn't feel right. It felt like I was doing it out of anger and out of spite. And I don't want it to be like this. I don't want this to be a goodbye, middle finger, I'm out, you'll never see me again. But it definitely is like I guess this is my excuse as to why people have been coming to me like, hey, like, what do you think about this idea? Like, after Vera, what do you think is going to happen because this plot's going on? And, honestly, guys, when you guys were asking me that stuff, I laughed, I chuckled because I knew she wasn't coming back, right? Like, Nova can't have an opinion on what the Virian Orthus Saiyans are saying and doing because she's not coming back, right? So, and I'm not coming back. It's one thing that, like, okay, that character isn't coming back. I will now roleplay the Taiso and NPC and deal with that. I'm done, guys, with Vegeta and everything. If you guys never use the Taiso again, if you never use Yasai City again, if everything that I have done you never touch again and it all goes away, you know, I gave it up. I there's nothing for me to say. There's nothing for me to do. If Orthos now becomes the new capital and Kerwin is now King Vegeta or whatever you guys want to do, it's completely up to you. I'm walking away. I did my last roleplay review, right? Like I'm done with that. And I will say this: you guys are also in great hands because the current RPC is the best RPC we have ever had. And that is not a knock on former RPC members. I'm grateful for everybody who has helped out with logs and helped out with NPCing and RP work. But the current RPC that we have, Jaime and Kerwin are great additions. Then you still have Magic Paper. I know that they're taking a little sabbatical right now, but when they get back into the fold, and then Ike, nobody does it better than Eichenbahn. And what their status is right now, I can't tell you. That's something that they would have to say themselves. But the current RPC is fantastic, and you guys are in great hands. I do feel a little shitty that, I feel like I would be another great addition to the RPC to just keep it running like a well-oiled machine and to, do weekly videos or whatever, but I lost my fire for it. I used to love reading logs and making AI artwork for it and coming up with like really cool intros and everything like that, and using the Dragon Ball themes to really give like, this is an episode of Dragon Ball Infinity that we're going to talk about, but it's just not there anymore. It's not. I just feel like it's time to walk away, you know? And I hope that you guys don't resent me for it. If you do, I'm not here to change anybody's opinion. I'm not here to ask for forgiveness or for anything like that. Like, I'm doing what I need to do. And I would like to say that you'll still see me on DBI, but I feel like it's just better for a full cutting of the cord. Just sever it and just be gone, right? If I'm going to be gone, then commit to it and be gone. Excuse me. So I'm going to miss it, and it's going to be hard, right? It's on my days off when it's just me here. I'm going to have to fill my time with other things, but for me, right? For David, for those of you that don't know, that's my real name, David. I need to put like the Riz and Rizian persona aside for a second. I want to really get back into the gym and, like go back to learning how to play guitar and just finding other hobbies that aren't constantly roleplay related, and I feel like this all started when I killed off Rizian and tried to launch that really big plot point last year. But like even that, like thinking on it, Rizian was a character that came from a pit of passion out of reading everything that was going on in Blacklay. And I originally, I wanted Rizian to be Majime, right? I wanted Rizian to be Zofu's most loyal and devoted servant and killing machine if he needed to be, right? Like, whatever, like, you want a little Majin that will do everything. That's what I wanted Rizian to be. And it's kind of, it's funny in a way, but also sad. Like, Ike and I have not been on the same page in a very long time, because I remember having a conversation with them and, saying like, they didn't like the I'm 1000% devoted to you, Zofu, like the Ebony Maw to Thanos. They didn't like that aspect. And then when we went with the more father-son at the first Yule, they were like, that was it. And in my personal opinion, I hated that. when I said the like, yeah, I'm gonna commit hard to, Zofu being Rizian's father. Like the moment that I did it, I was like, ugh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And thinking about it right now, like like too longs later, I killed the character. So it's like me and my best pal haven't really been on the same RP page in a very long time, and when we do RP, it's like we try to keep it so, I won't say bland, but I feel like we try to keep it so bland because we are very opposing, I guess, now. I wouldn't even say personalities, more like dualities, right? Like we're just on just such strong opposite ends of a spectrum. We would work well together in a space, just not in close proximity. I don't know, but like I haven't felt like we've clicked in a very long time. So, you know, I gotta step away and see how much of that I am contributing to, right? Like I want to come back to DBI as a better person. I want to come back to DBI as a better version of me, and not again. I don't have anything against DBI. The community that you guys have is great. We weeded out all the toxicity. It's just I'm not enjoying it as much. I'm not enjoying a lot of it. And at the beginning of the year, I kind of told myself, and I have told Ike this, of like, I don't want to give any mental energy or capacity to any negativity that comes from this game, right? If there is a skill that I think like, wow, that's really broken. I can't believe that got approved. Like I'm not gonna dwell on it. I'm not gonna argue it. I'm not gonna argue with people, right? I'm just gonna live with a broken chair. I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna do me, and I'm not gonna focus on negativity. So yeah, DBI, it's been an adventure, right? And I can't even say that this is gonna be a super long goodbye. Give me 6 months, right? Give me 6 months, and we'll see, right? Maybe I'll come back and everybody's fucking tier 7 and Nova's just forgotten, and God, I was gonna say her legacy is gone, but please do me a favor while I'm gone. Please, I am begging you guys. Please figure out legacy. You have to. If you've got to piss everybody off and start over, like you have to. Like you guys have tier 1 characters who are like army generals and possibly like they're claiming that they have an invasion force ready. Like you know what I mean? And again, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not saying like this person's bad, but like please figure out legacy. You have to. You have to do it because and I've said this so many times, like legacy will trump the roleplay tier system if we don't get a handle on it, right? Having a tier 4 character is great. Having a tier 4 character with an endless amount of, wealth and fame, with an army, with 2 armies, and, it will trump everything. Like, what is a regular tier 4 character going to do at that point, right? And at that point, we're just playing make believe 40K. It's like I got this army, and then I have this army, and I have this army. But again, I'm out. It's been an honor, DBI. It really has. To the RPC, again, you guys are rocking. I think that the 2 RPC members that we currently have, as of this recording, Jaime and Kerwin, would make for good roleplay admins with some time under their belt, right? And I hate to say it to you guys, I would say with 2 years of being on the RPC, being on channel, and seeing the hills, peaks, and valleys of how roleplay works, and finding your own kind of rhythm and way in it, But to you guys, to the RPC, I'm sorry if it feels like I'm abandoning my duties, because I never wanted to let you guys down. And I hope that you don't resent me for it. I hope that you wish me well as I wish you well. For those of you who I did not tell, because I sort of alluded to it recently that this was coming, but it wasn't to deceive you. I just wanted to keep this one close to the chest, as I always do, because I didn't want it to change the perspective of what we were doing, right? I will miss you guys. I most definitely will. And who knows, maybe I'll pop in from time to time like Ryun and Veritas and be like, hey, I'm an admin. But yeah, I wish you guys well. And, if you want to see me, I'll still be around. I'll still be doing my live streaming stuff. I just won't really be around for the DBI aspect of it. And ironically enough, when I told my wife this, she said, we should throw you a retirement party. We should celebrate. And so I hope that you guys celebrate me. But until the time of my return, if and when it may come, I'll see you around, Space Cowboys.